Hello, welcome back to Drippy Dresses podcast. In today's audio, I will be talking about time. See, time is the most valuable thing that us humans can possess, yet it's so easy for us to take it for granted. As humans, we are born with morals and values, but for some reason, it's so easy for us to take them for granted. Part of that is because of our perceptions. For some reason, most people, even after acknowledging what things like taking care of yourselves or living life to the fullest or even time management looks like, the second we see someone who fails to do one of those things, we like to think that that person who failed to do that wasn't failing. I think that the reason we like to do that is because we've all been raised the same way. We've all had parents that treated us like shit in some way or another. For some of us, it's been worse than others. And we've all had parents that raised us a certain way in order to help us interact better with other people, only for the other people to not like the way we interacted with them. And I think that one of the biggest problems in the world is that we focus too much on being nice when we should focus on treating others with respect. A lot of you are probably expecting me to make another point on hearing things and going about them the right way, but I've talked so much about that I've decided to just stop talking about that. Instead, I'm going to continue talking about time. Before the pandemic, time always went by fast. And then during quarantine, it went by slow for a lot of people. And then after quarantine, it's been going it started going up and down. It's also varied by person. I personally like the idea of time going by fast, and I went through a phase where I didn't, but not everyone's the same. Some people would rather time go by fast, and others would rather time go by slow. And I know what most of you are expecting me to say, that if you tell yourself that time is going to go by fast or slow, your brain's going to look for proof that it's true, and you're going to believe that it's true. I already made a point on that, so instead I'm going to say that regardless of whether or not you decide to let time go by fast or slow, use it wisely. And regardless of whether or not time goes by fast or slow, time on earth is limited. It's important to enjoy it while it lasts. Life is too short to waste time thinking about things that aren't accurate. And the best way to know what's accurate is to know what's logical and what isn't, as well as what's emotional and what isn't. Remember, being illogical or non emotional is not the same as being emotional. How do we know it's logical? We stop needing everything to be explained and we start understanding things on our own. Remember, logic has nothing to do with behaviors or mannerisms, and it doesn't always refer to evidence at hand. Logic can either refer to paying attention to your goals in life or paying attention to facts and details. But one thing that's important to remember is that just because something is logical to you doesn't mean that it's logical to someone else, and vice versa. Just because something is logical to someone else doesn't mean that it has to be logical to you. I struggled with the first concept of my previous two sentences, and I think a lot of people struggle with the second concept. The reason for this is because a lot of us think that it's a good thing to be passive and dismissive about things in our life, when in reality, it's only good to be passive and dismissive about things that are out of our control. If something is in your control, then you want to stay on top of it. Being passive and dismissive over the wrong things is guaranteed to be a waste of time. Time is precious, and we can honor it by having the right mindset, being around the right people, and by being ambitious slash staying on top of things. Well, you're all probably wondering why I'm decided to do this audio live. Well, it was actually to celebrate slash say farewell to something, and that is my obsession with silly, goofy slash quirky humor. And I know that a lot of you are probably like, well, I don't even understand how you still like that after letting your conscience be your guide. Well, the truth is, I don't think like everyone is the same. And so naturally, I don't think being intuitive is guaranteed to get someone to not like silly, goofy humor. It all depends on the person. For me, I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't last. I don't really know why it is. I guess I just, it's just not me anymore. I like, like more serious types of humor. My podcast is going to change, and I know that you're all like, okay, I heard this before. Well, you have to remember my first podcast, my silly goofy humor is like, whoa, this second podcast, it's been like, okay, it's a lot more mellow, but now things are going to get even more mellow. And the fact that I went and did a live audio is proof. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for hitting that like and subscribe button. Thank you for leaving comments in the comment section below. I will talk to you all next week, Friday, and I cannot wait to see how you guys react to my next type of humor slash personality, with obviously the personality being more significant.